Everyone wants to know why Dejounte Murray hates Paolo Banchero so much after he embarrassed the #1 pick on the court. The answer is really surprising, but I would hate it if I was a Hawks fan. So things got heated at the Isaiah Thomas Pro-Am tournament in Seattle. At one point, Dejounte faked a pass behind Paolo's back, then threw it off the backboard to himself. Obviously a sick move, but then Dejounte threw the ball at Paolo. And I don't mean tossed it, dude rocketed that thing. Another video showed Dejounte disrespecting Paolo to his teammates. Listen to this.
That's what y'all came to see? That's what they came to see? Let's go. It's a man's league. He a little boy.
I just said he's too young.
He's too soft. He's too soft. He's too soft.
Dude, that sounds personal. And Paolo said it is. Lol, unfollowed me on the gram and everything. It must be personal, huh? That's fine. Make sure you guard up next time and stop sending double teams, family. So Dejounte responded to that. You tried to flex on that #1 pick stuff on me when I've been rooting for you when you was a kid, asking to rebound for me. Don't get on this internet saying nothing. You changed from that humble kid you always was, and I stand by that real stuff, boy, and you know. You made it and changed, and I lost all respect. Okay. And Paolo said, no, I'm still the same humble kid, nothing's changed. So what's going on? Both guys are from Seattle, which is a huge spot for NBA talent. The older guys always look out for the young ones coming up. When Dejounte was a kid, he was mentored by Jamal Crawford when he needed it. Dejounte had a horrible childhood. He was arrested in middle school before Jamal stepped in. Well, before Paolo was drafted, he was asked, which team do you want to play for in the league? Immediately said the Spurs, so I can play with Dejounte. During March Madness, Paolo said Dejounte called him with advice. So what went wrong? If you listen to Dejounte, he said Paolo threw the #1 pick thing in his face. One report on some random website said that Paolo dropped 40 on Dejounte's head, so he was mad. But Banchero said this. I told him YB is better than Young Thug and he just snapped. Okay, apparently those are both rappers and Dejounte is now dating YB's ex-girlfriend. Obviously, I had to look all that up because I'm not cool enough to already know. But none of that is true. We don't know if Paolo said anything to Dejounte. All we have is the video. And if you watch the entire play-by-play, you see Paolo getting double teamed, but still scoring. Every time Dejounte scores, he throws it in Paolo's face. He even tried to get physical by bumping Paolo at the free throw line, and instead of getting heated, Paolo just tries to pat Dejounte on the back, being friendly. But when Dejounte called Paolo soft, he also said, this is what y'all came to see? It's pretty clear Dejounte was mad that all those people in that gym came to see Paolo and not him. The other thing that set Dejounte off was his own mentor, Jamal Crawford, giving Paolo a ton of love. He told a reporter, he's the guy my son looks up to and the younger generations are looking up to. They'll be like, that's Paolo. I remember when he was just a freshman in high school. To see him be the #1 overall pick, to do it from the same streets we walk, the same gyms we shoot on, is inspiring for the younger generation. Oh my goodness. Dejounte must have felt so insecure hearing that. He went to Washington, was barely a first-round pick, and has proved everyone wrong. But now his mentor is saying kids should look up to Paolo Banchero. I bet Paolo didn't throw the #1 pick stuff in his face. Dejounte's ego just got hurt. So every chance he got, Dejounte embarrassed Paolo in front of everyone. That is a loser mentality that should make Hawks fans nervous. It reminds me of Russell Westbrook. Super talented, but his insecurity gets in the way. If a reporter asks a question Russ doesn't like, he embarrasses him. People said KD was better, so he put up triple doubles no matter what, even if it hurt his team. He's a natural slasher, but demands to play point. The loser mentality is why the Spurs got rid of Dejounte. The one thing they hate is a self-absorbed player. We don't know exactly what happened behind the scenes, but this IG comment says it all. The way that system is set up, you're gonna be losing for the next 15 years. problems bigger than basketball. How petty is it to torch the franchise that leaked nothing bad about you on social media? Dejounte told Paolo to be humble. Well, did you see this guy 1 week before? I mean, embarrassing the #1 pick's one thing, but that dude probably has a 9-to-5 job. What are you doing? Or what about this one? How are you gonna dribble off some kid's head, Dejounte? You're an NBA All-Star. That dude probably works at like Chick-fil-A. Also, after the Spurs trade, he tweeted this: "I feel free and I feel wanted. Best season along with being happy on the way, I promise." So Dejounte will talk loyalty and humility to your face, but then behind the scenes, he will do the opposite. Well, unfortunately for the Hawks, he's their problem. I didn't like the trade for Atlanta to begin with, but now I hate it. They gave up 3 first-round picks, including 2 unprotected. The deal makes them better next year, but then they're stuck. Dejounte will want the max when he's a free agent in 2 off seasons. Adding Trey's contract, they don't have cap space. Building through the draft will be tough without those picks, and so will making future trades. I think the Hawks made a panic deal because they regressed so much last year. They want to keep Trey happy, and yes, Dejounte is a good fit on the court. He can take some playmaking, he plays defense, but he is not getting them to the finals. And once things don't work out, that locker room will get toxic quick. But maybe having a chip on your shoulder like this is a good thing, like Michael Jordan. MJ's dad thought his brothers were better at basketball, so he embarrassed everybody his whole life except for one time. There is an unknown video of MJ playing a 1st to 20 game with a paralyzed kid. Jordan let the score get to 16-4 before going on a run. The entire gym was nervous that Jordan was gonna let that chip get the best of him before he lost. Even MJ had his limits. Dejounte, though, has been showing us who he really is this summer. It's not just Paolo, but random players that he's putting on blast. The sad thing is how tough Dejounte's childhood was. He didn't even have a dad and joined a gang as a kid. His insecurities run deep, and the Spurs trading him didn't help. So people showing up to see Paolo in his hometown showed us the true Dejounte Murray. This wasn't Paolo's fault. He was just playing a game, but Dejounte wanted to embarrass him. And speaking of disgruntled All-Stars, Kevin Durant has made yet another demand of the Nets. He reiterated that he wants to be traded unless they fire the GM Sean Marks and the coach Steve Nash, and what they should do next will shock you. Check it out.